as a mother also, going back to the patriarchal brainwashing that we have been receiving as women, I've really met mothers that would not honor the intelligence of the belly, the intelligence of the heart, but they would only accept it for something like coming from the left brain, which was rational, which was makes sense, which was, you know, very easy to judge, very easy to say black and white. And you know, as mothers, nothing is black and white with your children ever. So if you favor practical, rational, and mental approaches, they make life much easier. And you have to be kind of practical with your kids. But when it goes overboard, when you start to have, so if you accept an explanation, if it's only scientific, if it is proofs, this and that, is really the abandonment of the inner knowing that is inherent to the feminine. So if you will understand how to catch yourself if you are favoring the left brain, the masculine way of gaining self-worth. Because we've been learning to be more like them so that we be more considered. It's such a profound conditioning that we need to really review and see how much, which degree of slaveness we have from this conditioning. What is the project of, what is the inner wish, the inner call to the divine, to all mothers, is to create a global shift in the consciousness of the power of women. If women really awaken and really take on their power and take on their responsibility to really raise children that are not afraid of emotions, that respect. If we respected our needs, we are respected as women, and we raise children and respect their peers and their wives, their sisters with respect. So this holy respect has to come back in the planet. How can it come back if mothers, which are the nest of this, don't know how to nurture it, how to channel it, how to impose it in a divine way, but impose it. So this is where really it matters to me, is to truly create a global shift, awakening matters. And I know that in 2-3 generations, we can have a different world if this thing really takes on and spreads. And I know that the universal love is ready for this. And I know that a lot of mothers are ready for this. So this is the Mamas Forum community is for. I want to also put a little bit of importance highlighting the respect between siblings. There's such an underestimated danger, which is the relationship among siblings. Siblings are treating each other so badly today. There's so much tolerance from the parents towards siblings, abusing each other, bossing each other, being mean with each other. And we dismiss it, saying, oh, they're kids, that's what happens. No, it's not what happens. There is something that happens from generation to generation, but it's a very destructive force, a huge destructive force. I'm working with a family right now where there are 3 children, and there's a high level of attempt of suicidal. And I kept saying the house has to be safe. The environment of the house has to be safe. There's something in the house that's not safe. And of course, we felt like I was looking gibberish to the parents. But then we found out after a year or so that one of the children is highly verbally abusive and is creating so much pain and tendency to suicidal. And when I was approaching this, I recently read also of a child, a 14-year-old child that killed herself because she had some verbal abuse coming from the media, and she could not handle it. And she also was hiding from her parents because it's really not considered a big deal. And she killed herself. So the verbal abuse done with consistency and darkness and bossing the people, the low self-esteem and the memory of who they are goes so low that affects all their lives and even their willingness to be alive. I tell you one thing, what our parents do to us, it's what we do to ourselves, and what we do to our children is what they do to themselves. So if you give them a good vision of themselves, of optimistic, whatever we do, it's what they will do to themselves. But where the relationship they have with their siblings, it's the way they will interact with the world. So it becomes like a wall that mirrors back the reality. And no matter what is society, which city they live with, which part of the planet they live, it will be a reflection of the way that the siblings made them feel, what they said to them. It will be really such a strong imprint that I have people in their 70s that are still trapped in the claustrophobic room the older brother, abusive older brother, created for him. So it's really our job to look at the relationship with siblings and make it straight. That it's about respect. It's about this. There should be no tolerance for any kind of bullying, not tolerance for any kind of sort of abuse of any kind. When you feel that seed growing, has to be, because that's really the seed of darkness, preparing them to go in the underworld, not to go outside in the world. So work on your mother instinct.